Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. It is the one and only The Guerrilla himself, and as well as my main man, Cowboy, working the airwaves, making sure the broadcast coming out crispy clean. We have with us the man who needs no introduction. Folks, I'm talking about the silver-tongued Grecian himself, the one and only most prolific, most electrifying man in social commentary of this generation, probably any generation. I'm talking about the one and only Gus Demos. He is here with us today, folks. And you can find Gus over at perpetualassets.com. Perpetualassets.com. Don't let your 401k become a 101k. Take your retirement life by the balls and get a hold of Gus Demos over at perpetualassets.com. And with that being said, Gus, good morning, buddy.
V, Nick, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good
Speaking
morning.
of perpetual assets, I had, and I don't want to say who it is on the air, Gus. I was going to tell you earlier, but we had somebody on the phone with you with a $250,000, and they wanted to dump it into Bitcoin through one of their IRAs, like what that you would have started it. And this is when Bitcoin was sitting at like $3,500. But she just had a decision-making disability. She could be very wealthy.
Well, you just showed the cards when you said she.
Yeah, that's all right. It wasn't my wife.
No. Meaning, well, they're from. Remember the movie Boiler Room, where they're like, "Don't pitch the bitch," even if Nancy Sinatra calls, tell her we're busy.
Yeah.
No, it's that, and I've told this story many times before. In March 2020. When things were melting, we were all watching it melt. There was, we have over thousands of clients, and only 2 bought within 10% of the low, and that's for gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So only in that 72 hours to 1 week of things melting, the fucking oil going negative, only like 2 clients had the balls to dump significant capital at that point. Dude, I get it. It's hard to pull the trigger when there's, blood in the fucking streets.
Yeah, but that's the best
but that's when you should.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, but I often joke, like, consumers will line up for a day or two on Thanksgiving night to get a discounted TV or PlayStation. But when an asset is melting, it's like fucking hot potato. They refuse to touch it. So yeah, the truth is we've made a lot of people rich, and I feel good about. That's a good feeling. It's like knowing, yeah, dude. When clients call you up, the truth is I will make more money this year on buybacks than I will on sell. I'll make more money on sell orders than I will on buy orders.
Yeah,
and it's clients who are from 8 years ago, 5 years ago. We still have people buying for sure, but some people want to take profits down, especially if they're in retirement age. And yes, when I pull up an old invoice and I see, oh my God, this guy bought fucking $250,000 at $7,000 and he's worth $4 million now. It's like, dude, it's the goal. My goal, especially when I got in my 30s and 40s, was I remember my jobs in my 20s, dude, and the fact that you were forced to drink the Kool-Aid on something you didn't believe in. Like, they wanted you to be a loyal soldier and go to a client and talk to them like you're curing cancer. And it was like, I was just incapable of the bullshit. I was just like, this is like useless software and shit. Like, what the fuck do I care? So the goal was always like, find something you believe in, that you love, and that's good, and do that for a living. And I was able to find it, thank God. And again, we could hold our head high that I've made clients money, and it's a good feeling. And yeah, the question is, when we talked about it before, we went live and before B jumped on, it's like, is it going, too fast? Everything all at once, just going too quickly. It's moving faster than I thought it would the last 3 months, for sure. We could, dude. V, you thought there'd be some sort of resistance at 4,000? I did. I'm like, it's gonna maybe have resistance, but it's closer to 4,100 than it is 4 already. Like it's just moving along, and everything.
I gold's doing great. BTC's up. I'm long term bullish on gold. It's going to be the very fulcrum on which the real economy of the world is going to be built. And
bro, question: do you think? Because me and Nick, I asked right before we went live. That's why I asked Nick. I'm like, does it stay? And I name my shit the basement trade because it's such a joke. Like they can't say currency collapse because that's too frightening. But do you think the wealth is going to stay in the assets, or is it going to trickle down where the normies could feel what's going on? Because theoretically, if they keep oil and food somewhat low or whatever, are people going to realize the currency's fucking burning, or are they just going to be like, oh no, everything's fine? I mean, I don't know. We've seen it in when crypto explodes in the past. You've seen paddock prices explode, right? Or people sometimes blame the Rolex bubble on the crypto market, So I don't know if that kind of wealth explosion would be limited to the actual asset itself, or if it will trickle down to luxury items or consumer items or whatever.
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because we're at end stage empire. And, there's nothing altruistic about what the system or the guys who are running the system is doing in terms of inflating asset prices. The one thing that they really don't have control over, and they're losing control on a daily basis, is the gold price. I don't know if if you remember about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when the Russians leaked what the U.S. crypto strategy was.
Of course. Yeah.
So they're going to inflate the shit out of it. And it's pretty funny. Back in 2016, it was me and Charles Hugh Smith of Two Minds blog. He wrote and I wrote, and we both did a whole show on that. As in the next coming years, we're going to be in a place where equities, crypto, and commodities are all going to be marching together higher. And we're there. We're there. So I think, I agree with you. I think there's going to be a point where, unfortunately, the wealth is going to be staying within these asset classes. Case in point, they just cut the interest rates, right? And you figure that all of a sudden it's going to start bringing in a little bit lower or a little bit more of a reprieve for banks to help with lending and the mortgage industry. And it's not, because everybody is taking a page out of BlackRock and Blackstone and State Street and all these other guys and Vanguard. They're buying homes left and right. And they don't care if anybody even inhabits the homes. If they get a renter, hey, that's great, because it's the note that's valuable. They financialize the note on a mortgage-backed security and trade on the back end. So they have no incentive. Even, when you're cutting rates, you're just making the money cheaper for the banksters. So there's no incentive for them to even care about the public. I mean, think about it. Look at Larry Ellison. Look what we made fun of it last week when you were on, right? The whole Larry Ellison Oracle.
We made fun of it 2 weeks ago, and then even deeper last week. And now the public's catching it. Now I'm seeing the memes show up on the internet. Exactly. Are these guys just like laundering hundreds of billions of dollars based on a headline?
Correct. Because they don't need us anymore. Think about it. No. We're in such a bullshit fake economy. It's so fake that they don't even need us to run the fraud. They run it themselves.
George Gammon did a video on it like yesterday or 2 days ago or something, and he was spot on. He goes, these are all promise pinky swear, and someone cornered ChatGPT, and they're like, well, where are you going to get that money from? They're like, oh, we'll figure it out later. It's like, what? There's no real value. It's like headline Ponzi. Like, here's a Word document, sign it, and this will double the share. Dude, it's amazing to watch. I don't even know. This is worse than dick pics. Like, at least dick pic apps, I could send a picture of my cock. This you can't do. This is just Ellison and Sam and the rest of them. Dude, it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. But again, that's where I think it's like, if that's still you just said it perfectly. It's not conceivable that every asset class rises together, but that's exactly what's occurring. There's nothing. You could argue how homes have leveled off a little bit, like they're, but every other asset class is fucking exploding, and that's not productivity. That's debasement, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how it plays out. Like I said, there'll come a time. It's not even about taking. Maloney has been talking about this for 15 years. It's like there'll come a time where he's gonna swap some of his, gold or silver out to an asset that's undervalued. And yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if that's the strategy ultimately. If gold shoots to 8,000 in the next fucking year, and then you're gonna look around. If homes don't move for a year and gold doubles and Bitcoin goes to 200K or whatever, like, yeah, you're gonna have some decisions to make. Like, it's like, so I don't know.
Well, you had an interesting statement. If gold goes to 8,000 and houses don't move, right? So very interesting statement, because in the sense, when you really look at the broader scheme of things, right, it's the whole what they're doing with mortgage-backed securities, with the financialization of the mortgage note and whatnot. We've seen it with BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, Blackstone, all these other private equity companies that are just gobbling up real estate. They don't even need a buyer. So everybody's running the fraud. Everybody's creating that phantom wealth and living off the phantom wealth effect. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole ends, Gus. It really is terrifying when I look at this whole entire thing. Like, what's the end game going to look like? I mean, it's going to be bad, bro.
When there's no actual productivity, yes. Right. Like, so this all started, the gold bull run. Yes, it caught fire in 2020, but it really started going fucking bananas when they started stealing Russia's shit. And the Russians and Chinese and everyone else is like, holy shit, these people just steal fucking our reserves, treasuries, dollars, whatever, Forex. They'll just steal anything they feel like. So that's what really drove, dude, the first time gold broke 2,000 was the Russia-Ukraine invasion. Right. Like, so once people stopped trusting the U.S. government to be a steward of anything, but yeah, they started piling into gold. Why am I bringing this up? Because if this country's production is, non-existent anymore, it doesn't matter if it's, fucking consumer goods, energy, actual useful things that product like that China produces now, or anyone else, Taiwan, fucking Vietnam, et cetera, then the consumer goods are going to become unobtainable on 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year. Like, so we're still living in this, you could live on Walmart and dollar store and Amazon now, but if the collapse continues and people, I mean, that's where I think this is going. Like, we could still stockpile shit for cheap now, but I don't know how. I don't know, bro. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. The days China exploded because the last 40 years, the United States, Germany, gutted their manufacturing base. Yeah. Like, and that's why the wealth and productivity shifted east. Now the East still played along until the currency is just now becoming fucking dog shit. And it's like, this doesn't end well. And he could talk about, oh, we got to bring manufacturing back. You think that's like a 1-year process to build a bunch of nuclear power plants to sustain the AI and dick pic apps? Like, it's you two guys saw the picture of the bridge in China.
Unbelievable,
right?
Yes,
with the restaurant on top of it.
Yeah, it's insane.
And how fast they built
Nick, did you see that?
What are we? A restaurant on top of what?
The Chinese bridge.
Oh yeah, no, that's that blue bridge.
It's I have it right here. I'll bring it up.
And then you pull up how far along the Baltimore bridge is, and it's like a single pole in the water.
Well, I'll do one better for you. They're in the Northeast. They're postulating building a bridge from Connecticut to Long Island. I'm like, It'll never work. It'll never happen. It'll be so behind schedule and over budget, and I wouldn't trust driving on it.
Well, we tried to build that speed rail, high speed rail in
In
California.
California, yeah.
And it was a French company that was going to do it, and they left. They said that our government was too disorganized. They couldn't get it done. And so they went and built one in Morocco. So what you're basically hearing is that Morocco's government is more organized than ours.
And
Morocco.
That was them applying a euphemism. Really, if they had any balls, what they would say is the whole high-speed California rail was just another American money laundering operation.
Oh, for sure.
That's how it really, like everything else in this country, it was another Ponzi scheme. But dude, everything they do is a fucking Ponzi scheme.
It's like how many billions?
Dude, that's all we are. We're a marketing company running a Ponzi scheme. That's all this is, masquerading as a country. Pretend
we're gonna finish a high-speed rail. Sure you are.
Yeah.
We're gonna green energy. We're gonna do this. Like, sure you are.
Well,
Like,
their Gantt chart was just one big long bar, and it had spotted owl at the end. And then it was how many billions can we get before we blame it on the spotted owl?
Yeah.
If you were going to tell me, if the government came out and was honest for once and be like, listen, the only thing we could really build is pedophile mansions on islands, then I'd be like, yeah, that's a good point. If you were telling me a new mansion's going up in the Caribbean where you could bring kids to molest, I'd be like, yeah, you guys are going to get that up in a hurry, I think.
Dude, you said it best. Because look, depraved minds cannot create; they only steal.
No, dude, they're parasites.
They're parasites.
Oh, yeah, we're not only are we late stage empire, but the top of the pyramid is parasites. It's not. It's very rare you get like an Elon or something like. Even you could look at someone like Dorsey. At least Dorsey creates and builds, and he's always trying some new thing. So we have entrepreneurs that are productive, but no, the ruling class, the majority of our oligarchy is just fucking parasitic, fucking smoke and mirrors, 100%.
Well, China officially opens the world's tallest bridge, completing the project in under 4 years. The bridge features a restaurant at the top, a whopping 2,600 feet above the river. The bridge not only cuts a 2-hour drive to 2 minutes, but also features as a theme park with a glass skywalk, a high-speed glass elevator, and a waterfall off the edge of the bridge. Visitors can also bungee jump off of it. The Hujian Grand Canyon Bridge is 2,050 feet above the river and spans 4,600 feet over the river. Insane. China officially...
There you go. But can they build dick caps, Gus?
Dude,
can they do that? I don't think they can.
There was a great, and you'll appreciate this as a New Yorker, there was a great meme 2 weeks ago I saw floating around, maybe 3 weeks ago. They're like, if you really want to know what America's all about, a few years ago, there were people paying more for Facebook virtual reality real estate than they were for New York real estate.
Look how fucking dumb people are. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm gonna buy some real estate from Zuckerberg in the virtual
$20 million.
So why am I bringing that up? Because, dude, they've convinced a lot of the public to any of this is normal or a good environment. Dude, it's so fucking illogical, it really is just late stage empire hubris bullshit.
It's all hubris. It's all fake. It's all a scam. I love that meme that you sent me earlier.
That is
perfect, bro.
And it illustrates where. Usually when someone gets red pilled, where they in the early stages it's depression and anger and all that, and then in the late stages you learn to laugh about it and you create opportunity from it and everything else. But yeah, it's all a fucking it's all a scam. It really is. And that's the thing about the assets that we're fond of, etc. Even if we talked about houses earlier, even houses are a scam when you put in. I complained months ago about the Florida homeowners insurance shit. When you put in our retarded scam property taxes, you never really own the fucking place. As long as you're paying 10, 20, 30 grand a year to the county for for an asset you're not even selling. It's a fucking scam. You're leasing. You lease the lot from the government.
And that's what people don't understand. It's like you already don't own nothing in this country. Let's just say you own a car. Without registering your car every freaking year or every other year or whatnot, you're not allowed to drive it.
No, bro. No, you try it. Bro, try it. Put $1 million in gold in your pocket and try going through an international airport and see what happens. Like, no, I often joke, like, there might, and Ron Paul said wonderfully, be careful with the wall, they might keep us in. Like, they'll let you leave anytime you feel like it, but they want you to leave naked in the ocean. Like, sure. They don't want it. The problem is leaving with capital. That's always been the problem. So that's when, if you really want to know late stage is total capital controls. Like,
well, they're already doing it in the UK. You heard what they're doing in the UK, where if you leave the country more than twice, they want to know where you're going and why, and they want to limit how much funds you can take. Like, it's crazy.
It's gotten that bad.
Yeah, it's gotten that bad.
Yeah, that's when you know. Again, and a lot of what I've done the last 3 years has been just setting up infrastructure in case I got to go. Like, so yeah, on one side of you, what if you can't go? On the other side, it's like, okay, if I do have to go, do I have the infrastructure there? Because the last thing you want to do is show up in a foreign land with nothing established, you know? So, but why is that relevant? Because yeah, you don't, if this thing goes totally bad, like the kind of shit we see, you know, I thought was unique to Latin America, you might see here one day. And doing the amount of regulation and bullshit and everything that you see in a lot of Latin American countries, that, and especially, again, I always harp back to Argentina just because it's such a case study the last 25 years. But the kind of capital controls in Argentina, you'll get pulled over on the highway, not only at the border, but every 50 miles. And they sell it to the population like, oh, we're looking for contraband and narco traffickers. Really what they're looking for is cash. Like, so they have checkpoints to see if to try to slow down capital flows, even within their own borders. Like, so that's the kind of shit you see where, you know, we don't have that quite yet in this country. There's other types of, you know, where the IRS is looking at your bank accounts, every penny going in, every penny going out. But the next level is, you know, even within the country, they're constantly monitoring capital controls. That's when you know it's like, okay, time to get the fuck out of here. Time to get the fuck out of here. And God, dude, I don't know. The amazing thing to me is that even the oligarchs themselves, that they'd want to live like that, like in these fenced off. It doesn't matter if it's Buenos Aires or Mexico City or wherever there's a true like two-class oligarchy, that our oligarchs would want to live in a gated, like you become a slave to the rich people plantation. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where if you go outside, it's the Wild West. Like,
oh imagine, yeah. I mean, there's so many Hollywood movies that are like that. As long as you're living within the walls.
Yeah. But even within Chicago or New York or, you know, whatever, when the peasants start to uprise, remember 2020, they didn't protect anyone on Michigan Avenue or Rodeo Drive or Park Avenue. Like, the peasants were roaming freely, pulling people out of cars. So I don't know why the oligarchs would want to live like that, like a total two-class system that you can't, you know, what happened in a town like, again, I don't know that much. We'd have to ask CJ. I haven't spent a lot of time in Mexico City, but what happened in Buenos Aires is a lot of the money went out to the burbs in these totally like electrical fence communities. Like, so you go out, you leave the city hour outside the city, and they have electrical fucking fencing in these for a total community. With you go inside the community, it's polo and rugby and soccer and bars, and you go outside of the community, it's fucking just, you know, total fucking poor people, government subsidies, you know, what their version of Section 8. So it's a total. They're afraid to leave the community. Like it's like their life is lived within this bubble of they call it comunidad, I think, whatever. But I don't know why we'd want that.
Well,
but,
it's kind of like, I mean, think about this, right? This kind of like what they're doing in places like Chicago, like Miami, not Miami, but Chicago, New York, LA, right? You have these rich enclaves. And within the life of the rich enclaves, kind of like being on the island of Puerto Rico, which is a very violent, Democrat-run little island that's just a hellhole in terms of violence, right? But if you're a gringo or you're a well-to-do Puerto Rican, you're living in Puerto Rico, you're in one of those fenced-out communities, and you are away from what's happening around you. These enclaves, it's the same thing they're doing here, where the wealthy are completely oblivious and clueless, and they think, oh, it's okay, it's fine, it's just, economy is doing great. Why? Because I'm doing great, the market is up, but it's all phantom wealth and bullshit. And they've removed themselves from the plight of their own neighbors, their own mankind, that there's no impetus for them to even be involved or do anything, because they all think, hey, you know what? The system's working for me, so why should I change it? And dude, it's crazy what's happening.
I don't understand it. Like I said, if there was, I mean, I understand the concept of, we're going to extract resources and wealth by any means necessary. Fuck these dummies anyway. I mean, that makes sense to me, but you could only take it, I guess maybe you can only take it so far before the pitchforks come out from the peasants. Like it's just that simple.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe their plan is, bread and circus and Israel $7,000 paychecks to influencers or whatever. But I don't see why you'd want that reality. Again, it's not what it used to be. Like I said, we'll see, man. I hope we are engaging in hyperbole and everything is much more relaxed and linear than we're describing. But bro, it doesn't feel like
no.
Yeah, when you see Ellison make 100 billion from
writing a letter,
from writing a memo, when you see Ellison pay Barry Weiss 150 million for a YouTube channel that gets less views than yours does, it's absurd. Like it's just this. Again, it's just Ponzi scheme bullshit. Like, so we'll see. I wish I had better feeling about it all, but I truly don't.
Well, you know what's also concerning to me, man? Look at what's happening with Chicago right now, right? And you got some people on the right. They're like, "Oh yeah, getting them illegals, blah 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 blah." I'm watching this, dude. Have you seen the videos coming out of Chicago? And look, I'm all for like law and order in Chicago and places like Chicago. I'm all for locking people up who are absolute criminals. But when you see them used, they look like they're in fucking Baghdad. The way they're raiding these houses, full on military gear, Black Hawk helicopters, MRAPs, you name it, bro. And they're like, we're detaining everybody. They're putting like various people in all ages in like zip ties, lining them up. I'm like, I've seen this in videos in Afghanistan and in Iraq and stuff like that. And I'm like, they're getting the American public used to having troops on the street. That's what's terrifying, bro.
Let me tell you what I think of all of it. That it has, in a just society, and I've been saying this since 2020, we would have had, if this, they want to make you feel warm and fuzzy about, oh, we stopped immigration. Look what we're doing. It's like, okay, dude, there's like 50 million of them, and you SWAT team your way into 50 million, get in the fuck 50 million. That's all bullshit. In a just country, the 1,000 oligarchs responsible for the last 7 years would have the handcuffs and zip ties.
Yeah.
Not a Jose who snuck in from Honduras. Like, you want me to care about you SWAT teaming a few people from Guatemala or Venezuela? It's like, dude, it's all bullshit. It's all bro, it's optics. It's all optics. Like the time, first of all, you could have most of them voluntarily leave if you shut down the visa program, the ability. A lot of them work and send money back to Mexico or whatever, as an example. I saw it at the restaurants 30 fucking years ago. Like, and then I learned that one of the biggest revenue streams for El Salvador is the money transmitter business in the United States.
Yep.
So a lot of that, they come to the States, they work, and they send the capital back to feed their family or buy a house or whatever. So if you really wanted to stop immigration, you don't need the SWAT teams and bullshit. You're not gonna SWAT team 50 million people. Like, why don't you take those SWAT teams and point them in the right direction? That's what. But again, that's not it's the oligarchy. You know, and me and Nick talked about it before. Like, you know, what's the litmus test on Trump and what he's really doing, and you know, and at the end of the day, I don't know if they're going to kill him, they're going to kill his kids. I don't know what the threat it is, but he's the carpet doesn't match the drapes at this point. He's not the same person he was 10 years ago. I don't know if he fears for his life. I don't know if it was all a scam. I don't know if they threatened his kids. I don't know if they have blackmail. Who knows? I don't know. But again, what have we seen now? Comey is having some ceremonial arrest, and like, okay, like, and what jurisdiction is Comey in, by the way? Like, yeah, good luck convicting him in DC or
right.
Yeah, good luck convicting him in a 90% liberal, yeah, with a liberal judge and a
where he's looked at as a hero. He's a hero, and he's part of the resistance.
They're going to put him in a reclining lazy boy in some Martha Vineyard's courtroom.
It'll be a liberal judge. And a jury will be 6 Jews and 6 Shaniquas. Walk like
6 angry Jews and Shaniquas.
Yeah, 6 Shaniquas and 6 fucking 6 bagels, and the guy will fucking walk. So, like, let's cut this bullshit. We've learned jurisdiction matters, and so if they're choosing to prosecute all these political oligarchs or financial, if they're prosecuting them in jurisdictions that are bullshit jurisdictions, then we know it's not real. And no offense, I hate to burst anyone's bubble, but you don't think that if they really wanted to convict these fucking people, they would fucking do a trial in fucking Wyoming or Florida or Idaho. They wouldn't do it.
There's no intent. It's all bread and circuses to keep the people on the right be like, oh, look, things are being done. See, Trump is moving against the deep state.
That's exactly what it is. He's the deep state. The deep state's on the run.
The deep state's on the run. Yeah, okay.
Q predicted this. Like, okay. Okay, sure.
Q, yeah.
Okay.
Fleeman Menlowitz, who's running Q, predicted it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. If they were serious, they wouldn't try him in somewhere where they own the judge, jury, and the whole thing's a fucking scam. More scam bullshit. So that's my feeling on the raids, and I think you're very right that they want to normalize, military use in the streets, where people, the same people who are on Twitter cheering this bullshit are the same people who never talked about we're slaves to fucking Israel, where this is a scam, that's a scam. It's all like these, cat turd Republicans. They're like, okay, dude. Yeah, everything's amazing. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Everything's great. So many things are being done right now, Gus. So many things.
Yeah,
are you tired of winning, Gus? Let me ask you. Are you tired of winning?
We haven't had a pedophile flee to Tel Aviv in 18 hours. We've established real freedom. No, it's true. Like, you don't see. You really want to see. You really want to go to social media and see who's a fake conservative. If they haven't mentioned, like, if they haven't mentioned an Israeli intelligence operative getting caught in a pedophilia scam and immediately being fucking vamos Tel Aviv, like, yeah, that's a fake conservative account. Like, that's a Fox News, Levin, whatever the fuck. Like, no, dude, these people are a joke. Honestly, the mega guys make me more sick than even the fucking woke.
Same. I'm sick of them, bro. I can't. It's like
you can't be.
They're worse than flat earthers, man.
Bro, you either can't be this. It's almost inconceivable to me that you'd be this fucking dumb or this much of a shill. Like, you are either, your paycheck is either reliant on this fucking fairy tale, or you're a fucking retard. Those are the only 2 options at this point.
Right.
Like, if they've been incredibly quiet about Epstein and all this shit, it's like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'd rather have the gay black Muslim in there than listen to you people. Like, at least with, bro, because it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's insulting. It's insulting that you would take a country that was so fucking enraged with the fucking woke shit, the COVID shit, the vaccine shit, the riots, the crime, the pedophilia, the trannies in preschools. You take this legitimate fucking base of people that are like, enough, and now you insert like neocon fucking Ponzi Zionist bullshit. It's like, dude, fuck you people. Like, and again, everyone, bro, I think we all have a hard on for justice. Like, we want justice, and we want, for everything that's occurred the last 10 years, and it's not coming. And people are like, the real red pill is everything's a scam. That's the red pill. The red pill is everything's a scam. It's all a fucking scam.
Yep.
And the best, like you said, the best thing that could happen is this fucking thing collapses. It just goes bye-bye.
Like, how do you fix this? There's no political solution.
It's collapsing now.
Yeah.
It is, but people still, ourselves included, people still fear the government. We all have CPAs and lawyers, and we all cross our T's and dot our I's, and we're like, oh, we gotta follow the U.S. government. They make the rules. Like, you go to a country that's already collapsed, everyone's a fucking bandit. Like, no one gives a fuck anymore. Argentina. Russia after the collapse. Like, you see any of these systems and countries that have collapsed, people just say fuck you. Like, everyone becomes Han Solo, if that makes sense. We still all play by the rules. Like, and that's when you'll know it's really collapsed. And that's when they become powerless. Like, that's when when you stop participating and stop playing along, that's when they become powerless. And I don't know how far off that is. The country, bro, the famous meme where that guy is barbecuing and he looks at his friend, he goes, "That's crazy. Did you catch the game last night?"
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you catch the game last night?
His friend is trying to red pill him at a barbecue, and he's just nodding his head, and he's like, "Yeah, that's crazy. But did you watch the game last night?" Like, so that we're still in the watch the game portion of the story, unfortunately. But B, I don't think it's not savable, dude. The system, the government's just one aspect of it. The entire financial system, all the universities, the entire fucking media, the tech companies. Like, no, dude, it's all bad. It's all fucking a scam. Like, and that's how can you save something that no. Like I said, there's a reason. I don't take sides because I don't know what happened behind the curtain, but I think there's a reason Musk got the fuck out of there with the black eye and just left.
We haven't heard from him since. He's like, fuck this shit. These people are crazy. Let them have it.
I think that's what happened.
Rockets and electric cars.
I think he took one look. I think he got too close to the sun, and he's like, holy shit, like, this whole thing runs on fucking, this whole thing's a fucking floating Ponzi scheme that runs on blackmail pedophilia. Like, I gotta fuck out of here. Like, bye. I think that's probably what happened. So how do you fix that? You don't. I mean, but right now everyone still plays by the rules. There might come a day where we don't. Like, if let's just say we wake up one morning, the banks are closed. They devalue the currency by 60%. They limit ATM withdrawals and bank withdrawals to 200 a day or something. They do that one week. You might have the population, turn off the game and start paying attention. But no, I don't think we're there yet. We'll see.
Man, we are. This is going to break hard, and I think the normies are going to, I think the normies are gonna freak out, man. It's the thing is like people have they never wanted us. The powers that be never wanted us to look at other countries. They never wanted us to see how other countries do things because of the simple fact is if we start noticing how things are run and how things are built out overseas, we'd actually start demanding better from our leadership, and they just couldn't have let that happen.
Us three, and many who are like-minded like us. Someone might argue. Let me tell you an anecdotal story about myself and my girl, the fucking mother of my child. So she's awake, but not as awake as us three would be. Like she's still she's red pilled, like never got vaccinated. Yeah. COVID was a scam. I mean, she's from Argentina. I mean, she's red pilled, but she's not, us three red pilled or some of our friends, listeners, etc. So why am I telling you this? Because last week we got in a huge argument. I walk in the room and there's this bitch called Miss Rachel on YouTube that teaches babies and toddlers and whatever, how to count, whatever. The problem is Miss Rachel is like a woke New York Karen who puts homosexuals and Shaniquas in her baby learning videos. So, dude, this bitch makes like 10 mil. Dude, she's got like 2 billion YouTube views. She's like you pull up her revenue. I did research on her after. I'm like, holy shit, this bitch was making like 10 million, 15 million a year from YouTube revenue. She has books. It turned into a whole brand the last 5 years. But my girlfriend had my daughter in front of this, watching this, and I'm watching like this fucking homosexual butch dyke singing to my daughter with like piercings in her lip and nose, and I'm like,
oh my god,
no, dude, and that turned into a fight. So why am I telling this story? Because my girl's awake, but she's not like, they don't know the nuances.
Correct. They're not privy to the subterfuge.
They're not privy to the methods. Like this is how. Like she can't follow the story of they just wanted gay marriage 20 years ago and look where we are now. Yeah. Like so it's like they're not fully like us where they're like they could kind of sniff this shit out early. So they're like, oh, what's the big deal? I'm putting a 1-year-old baby to learn her ABCs or whatever. Where I see a dyke trying to brainwash my daughter. So it's little shit like that, like where. The same week, this is like 2 nights ago, I was kind of celebrating gold, had a few whiskeys, and I was tossing and turning at night. My girl looks over at my phone at like midnight, and I should have been passed out by then, but I wasn't. And I was watching a video on YouTube how to skin an alligator.
It's like that meme where the girl's like, oh, is he looking at the phone about his ex-girlfriend? It's like, it's how to skin an alligator.
But in her mind, like, so I got this man, he's, daddy to my daughter, fucking everything's ripping. His Bitcoin's ripping, the gold's ripping, his business, everything's going amazing. Is he shopping for new diamond rings for me? Is he shopping for a fucking Rolls Royce? What's this guy looking at? She looks over and I'm looking at
alligator's good meat, bro. I love alligator.
I go, if I can't get out of here in time and I have to live on gator to feed this family, how do I skin one of those fuckers?
That's the advantage. You've eaten gator, right, Gus?
Of course, dude. It's delicious. Yeah, and I could. You look for the environment in which you have an abundance on. So if I was in upstate New York, I'd be looking at whatever deer or whatever else. But yeah, we have an abundance of gators here.
Gator's delicious.
Yeah, dude, if shit at the fan, I might have to fucking eventually eat some fucking gator.
Hey, no, I call it elevated chicken. It really is. It's fucking awesome.
Dude, even I've had a snake in Arizona. It wasn't that bad either. But the point being is maybe we take it or I take it to too much of an extreme. Like I want to know how to operate. How do we post-op, iodine, take care of wounds? What if you get a gunshot? Like, I want to know how to tourniquets, chest press. I want to know all of it. Like, so maybe I'm too fanatical about this shit, but in her mind, she's kind of awake, but she's not fully like all in awake where, so again, the normie thing, I think we have too many comforts despite everything we talk about, the lack of productivity, the fucking bullshit Ponzi-nomics, the institutions being shit, the population still has comforts. It's unfathomable to them to have to get their own energy, get their own food. Like, do these people know how to fucking, filter water, or, do they know they need to drink out of the oshon? I don't know.
I don't think they do.
No, that's the good news about California. Half of them would, they wouldn't last longer than 48 hours. This country's not ready to struggle. It hasn't struggled in fucking 100 years or 80 years or whatever. So and people often talk about that, like a lot of the OG prepper guys, like the greatest issue, if shit ever hits the fan here, it's not going to be the government. The government doesn't have the resources. It's going to be your neighbors. Like, it's going to be the people who have nothing.
Yeah.
And they're forced to resort to that kind of shit. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Am I a sick fuck? Gold breaks 4,000. I start drinking whiskey and look research gator skin. Maybe
you may be a little off, Gus.
What is Daddy Gus like? Well, he just researches how to kill and eat things. I mean, no, it was more curiosity. Like, I like knowing. I wish I had more mechanical skills. Like, if there's one thing if there's one thing I'd love to know how to do, it's work on a fucking engine. Although I think a lot of the newer shit, you could argue, is
you can't. The newer
it's all computer.
It's all computer.
Right?
You just open up the engine, the hood, and you just stare at it. That's what you do. You just stare at it.
Well, you even go to the dealership. Like, all they do is their computer talks to your car's computer, and
that's all.
So
that's all.
No, practical skills from medical, first aid, mechanical, like, that's all. That's, again, you're not gonna get any. I would never hire a nanny if she didn't know how to administer, CPR on my daughter or shit. Like, I mean, come on. So anyway, at my core, I would much rather be in a city drinking cafe, staring at a monument. But if I had to survive, could I? So I'm always thinking about that.
Yeah, very important. Very important. Gus, thank you so much for being on, my man.
Guys, let's see if next time we talk, where gold is. if we talk in 7 days, bro, and it's 4,500, there, we'll see. Let's see where this thing fucking levels off a week from now.
Absolutely. Hobo Sermon says the next time we meet Gus in person, he'll say, "Check the boots, made of myself."
Bro, a lot of let me give you 2 minutes. Let me compliment my woman. As I was just fucking with her. Half her life was spent on a farm, because her family owned some farm, multiple farmlands out, so she could do shit with food or with butchering and shit like that that I can't do. Right. So again, I wish I had more natural, dude, you take people from a farm, they know much more about how people survived 100 years ago. I mean, absolutely. How they sanitation, plumbing, I mean, all that shit. It's again, call me a sick fuck, but just in case shit goes south, I kind of want to just know how to do things.
Absolutely, my man. Gus, thank you so much for being on. Folks, check him out, perpetualassets.com. Nick, take it away.